go shift. Ugh, ooh. Yeah, they did the bare minimum to link it to VLR. Feels bad. How did I get 3 achievements for that? Oh, clearing all fragments on each of the 3 teams. Because that was the only one I had left. Shifty boys. Sorry everyone else. Sorry us from the good timeline. You get to die for no reason at all. Oh? Are we just going back here? Oh. Shiny. Payoff 2. I just realized something. One sec. Can I Nevada Desert Decom. Can I probably have so many files I haven't read? Yeah, oh my god. I've been totally fucking slacking on these. Let me do that really quick. 2 to the 100th. It's a big fucking number. Latin phrase. Yep, that's a thing he said. A familiar line from VLR. Yep. Video game structure can help explain. Protagonist P travels down a road until he reaches a 3-way fork. You, the player, choose the left path, and P ends up abducted by terrorists and holed up in an underground cell forever. You try a second time by selecting the right path. You avoid the terrorists, but P is hit by a truck and permanently handicapped. Getting annoyed, you sigh and go back to choose the last route straight down the middle. P comes across a man attacking a girl from an affluent family and fights him off. The girl and P fall in love, get married, and live together happily. By this point, the game is mostly over. It is the ending that is considered the best end. But is it really? Taking the multiverse theory into consideration, the P who chose the left path must think, why am I not the P who chose the center path and instead stuck in this cell? But if there is only one world, then left P's history disappears once P chooses the center path. Some of you may be thinking, then why isn't it just a straight road? But it's not that simple. What about what happens with P who picked the right path? He gets into an accident, but after extensive rehab wins a gold medal at the Paralympics. He marries a beautiful wife, has several children, and by the time he's old has many grandchildren too. So consider again, if the world is one single path, what about right P's life? Where did his glory go? What about this happiness with his family? If there's only one who remains as center P with his rich wife, is that a true happy end? Yes. Search the portrait. Both love and luck help the bold. Oh, there's a chart of the active time. Very cool. So they're up for 90 minutes and then asleep for 1, 2, 3, 4.5 hours. And there's a half hour of setup time in between each group for them to move around. Wards C, Q, and D being in the same space means the air ducts in the prep room and lounge don't lead to other wards. Inside is simply a small space for Gab where he often rests on a rug. Comfy. And then he dies. The murder 17 years ago, a young mother went jogging in the park. She reached a fork where she usually goes right, but on this day she decided to go left. Why? Because there was a snail on the path. No one knows why she avoided the snail. Was she afraid of them or felt a sense of danger from it? Whatever the case may be, the snail caused her to switch to the left path. As a result, she was killed by a girl, Mira. The suspect, who was taken into custody, a Japanese man, was not the culprit. He was falsely convicted and executed, and his wife committed suicide in her grief. The two left young children behind. Thanks, Akane. His parents. The convicted man, Akane's dad, called up a taxi before his arrest, but the taxi ended up picking up another fare instead, a brilliant surgeon. However, the car became involved in an accident, killing the surgeon as well as the young boy, Sean, who was waiting for an operation by the surgeon. If the snail hadn't been on the right path 17 years ago, what would have happened? Life is simply unfair, don't you think? So Mira killed Akane's mom, and then her dad got falsely accused and died and shit? I don't fucking know. Thanks, Mira. You made the entire series happen, and you're an insignificant character. Post-apocalypse. This must be fate. Fate? Diana smiles weakly from the bed at Sigma's question. Don't you remember? You told me that yourself. Me? I never said it. If it really was me, then yes, the Sigma who is 67 inside. Diana shifts her frail hand closer to Sigma, and he gently grasps it between his own. The Sigma before her is not the one who was trapped in the shelter. Oh yeah, Eric's mom, which got Akane's dad arrested, which made Akane's mom commit suicide and led to the surgeon dying, so Sean died. So thanks, Mira, you made the entire series happen. I guess, indirectly. It's the same body, but a different consciousness. On April 13th, 2029, Sigma was at the headquarters of Crash Keys, his eye and arms replaced with robotic ones. There, the young Sigma returns to his body from 45 years in the future and begins to carry out Akane's instructions after the credits of VLR. How many years has it been since you came here, Diana? A little over 3, I think. I followed you here in May 2029. A violent coughing fit takes over after she speaks. Sigma helps her sit up and softly pats her back until it subsides. Why didn't the medical pod work? I told you, it's fate. I've always dreamt of coming here. Did you know that Diana is the name of the goddess of the moon? I've wanted to do this ever since I was little, so I'm perfectly fine with dying here. Oh, so she did get to the moon before she died. What are you saying? I've been able to spend the last 3 years living with you, Sigma. I've treasured every moment. Sigma lowers his head, his expression pained. Please don't make that face. You don't need to be sad. In the year 2074, you will shift back to Christmas 2028. And the next day, old me will head to the decom facility in the Nevada desert and meet you. Diana nods. Sigma closes his eyes and shakes his head. That's not it. I mean, I'm in love with the you... His declaration stops as Diana's lips close over his in a kiss and the rest of his words are lost. After a moment, Diana murmurs, "It must be a wonderful future. The future where we found each other in 2028? Sigma holds onto her tightly. Aching, heartfelt sobs echo within a cold, silent world. That's fucked up. The robot with a round helmet on his head is named Sean. He has never been called anything other than that by those in the underground locker. Yeah, because they never fucking talked to him directly for the first 15 hours of the game. It's fucking stupid. The other Phi. Baby Phi was indeed transported from 1904 to 2008, but a Phi also remained in 1904. Whatever happened to that Phi? Rumor is she became a brilliant scientist and worked at a research facility in the US well into her hundreds. The facility was researching the transporter, and that's where the Phi from 1904 is sent. Wow, she adopted herself? Amazing. Imagine being born like in 1904 and you live to be 100. That's pretty amazing. All right, 12:31.
Damn, I can't remember anything.
Me neither.
Jump in, boys. Sorry,
Neither can I.
you innocent little munchkins.
Somehow feels like I made a bet with someone, but
Someone?
What kind of bet?
Time to die.
Did we all forget what happened?
Hey, could I ask all of you something? Who is this kid?
He's cute. Meow. And now you're dead. Three Triforces.
Did we do it?
we're not wearing the bracelets, so I don't know the time. But
Judging by the position of the sun, it's probably noonish.
And the date?
How would I know?
hey, Mira, Eric, do you remember me?
Yeah.
I definitely remember you. Then we really did.
Must have worked.
Life is unfair,
Oh, hey, buddy.
don't you think?
It's Gab all along.
17 years ago.
Tell the
snail
story.
traveled down a narrow path in the park. If that snail hadn't been there, perhaps all of you here would have lived a completely different life than you did. Just
So
one
Mira was
small
a serial
snail,
killer 17 years
and
already
everyone's
ago?
lives
She like killing people when she was
Whoa.
5?
changed.
So, what's the big deal?
Ugh, would you just quit talking nonsense?
I'm so glad you were safe.
Of course we were. You all have shifted in from another history.
Whatever. We gotta call the cops.
And what exactly will that accomplish?
Isn't it obvious? We're
They'll
throwing
pepper spray
you in
you.
a slammer.
And my crime?
Murder.
Murder? I see. But I haven't killed anyone. Specifically, in this history, not a single person has died. I strongly doubt the police would listen.
But in the other histories, you...
Did you not pay attention? I don't have the ability to shift. The only reason I know anything of those histories is because I mind-hacked you. In effect, the me you know is a different person than the one
Those shoes look
before.
comfy, dude. Those are some nice loafers.
Can I be charged for killing someone in another history? If so, then I'd say this world would be full of criminals of all kinds.
What about conspiracy to commit?
Yeah. I'm betting this history's got a bunch of dangerous machines and gimmicks all over the shelter.
Unfortunately, I have removed them all. You've slept for quite a while. Nothing is left in the shelter. No transporter, no quantum computer. Loaded into a truck and taken away. Sean is able to move right now due to radio signals received from a satellite. Why? Aren't you happy? I say again, in this history, not a single person has died.
Hooray!
Find I exist, and there will never be an outbreak of Radical 6.
Hooray!
There is only a bright future ahead for all of us. Is this not what you'd call a happy end?
But according to you, all of mankind will die if time passes and nothing is done.
Religious fanatic, a terrorist attack that sparks a nuclear war.
I heard this story. You said you released Radical 6 so that you could kill that person.
The me before you did not say that, but I can't deny it's true.
Radical 6 won't spread throughout the world in this history.
That means that fanatic guy won't die.
Wait, so now humans will go extinct?
Hey, where's that happy future you mentioned?
Interesting. Does that make you angry, Five?
What?
If so, then we have a serious contradiction. I had prepared a future in another history where 2 billion would survive. But yet, you decided to jump to this history. That means you chose a future where humanity goes extinct, over 6 billion dead.
No, you're wrong, Delta. Nothing in the future has been determined yet. We'll shape the future with our own hands.
Huh. You said something I can get behind, Carlos.
I think so too.
I agree.
Okay, me too.
Oh, fuck off,
Mira.
Mira. You're gonna go kill people again.
You're right. The future has infinite possibilities.
If we work together, we can accomplish anything.
Humanity's gonna die out? Screw that.
We'll definitely change that horrible future.
I don't even know how he knows any of this shit.
What's so
Like,
funny?
people have to jump all around for him to even
Just
know all this.
What the hell do you mean?
I'm sure I told you in another history that my motives are complex.
No, you don't have motives because I
Imagine.
couldn't write any.
What if none of you had experienced the events that occurred in the shelter? You're so determined now to change the future. One of the goals of all of this was to get you into
Fuck me
that frame of
sideways,
mind.
dude.
It's all going according to plan, without a single casualty. I created a future where mankind will be saved. Does that upset you? Are you angry that your life was played with? Very well. I will give all of you one last choice. With that gun there, you will be able to choose whether to kill me now or allow me to leave. I promise I won't use mind hacking on you. You are free to decide. Which shall it be? Pull the trigger or let me go. The fates of you, me, and mankind are all on the line. This is the decision game.
Pull the trigger! Just shoot him. His motives are fucking stupid. Oh, is that the actual ending? Like, is that it? Is it over? Is there more? I can't skip the credits this time. That's it! Can't even skip the credits because it's the actual ending. Dude, that was stupid. This game had some really good moments. I wished it tied in more to VLR instead of just in the one timeline. And there were some good moments in there. But holy fuck. That ending was stupid. It's not Danganronpa tier where it makes the entire series shitty. But goddamn, that ending was stupid. You can flame me, chat. Why didn't they just say he teleported to like 1950 something? Just him being 124 years old in itself is fucking stupid. And they just gave him creepy eyes because he's a bad guy who's not actually a bad guy. And he knows things about the future that he wouldn't know unless people had already been to those futures with his dumb unexplained powers. Most of the game was pretty good. It had some really good moments in there. It's definitely not as good as VLR. Or 999, I don't think. It's probably, I don't know. I have to withhold judgment for a little bit because I'll rate it too harshly if I do it right now. Because of the ending being pants on head retarded. You can't just have the mastermind go, my motives are very complex 3 times and be like, oh, okay, that's good writing. No, it's fucking not good writing. That just means you couldn't write a compelling rationale for why he did what he did. Like, you wrote your story and then couldn't figure out a way to make it work. So you just have him say, my motives are very complex. Like, that's dumb. And I really hate the fucking conceit that he was there the whole time, just never appeared on camera and was... I don't know. I just hate that type of shit. I think overall it's still good, but the last hour sucks. I don't even know how he knows about the futures where everyone dies. If everyone's extinct, no one is there to shift back into the timeline where he can mind hack them and learn that. Which is stupid. Like, he can't know the future by himself. He needs someone else to tell him what happens. And if humanity is extinct, no one is there to tell him what happens. He's like, 8 billion people die, mankind is extinct. Well, apparently not, if someone still existed in that future to come back and tell you that mankind is extinct. I don't know. I think Delta was very poorly written. But we got to see Fi dropkick him in the mouth, which was immensely satisfying. But if someone shifts back before everyone died, then they don't know that everyone died. You're like, something bad was about to happen, and maybe the human race was about to go extinct. Like, the fucking mind hack shit just kind of breaks the logic of the game. Of the game universe. Because it doesn't make sense by itself unless he has, like, an accomplice. Or is extremely lucky. And, like, he apparently didn't have an accomplice that, like... So I guess he was just very lucky and then came up with this plan and continued to be lucky to see different timelines. Like, whatever. It was his motivation is fucking stupid. The final decision. Wait, there's 2 achievements I didn't get. What are they? One of them is get all achievements. What's the other one? Shifter. What do I have to do to get that one? Oh, I had to press left click one more time. All sections cleared. We get the all-seeing eye con. That was 90% of a good game. I dislike the ending fairly immensely. Here, let's look at the full flowchart. It's very satisfying always. Oh yeah, look at that. It's